Good morning, children. Yesterday we have seen the introduction to biotechnology topic. Today let us go a little bit deep into the topic. So before that, I would like you all to subscribe my channel so that it will be a support for me to do more videos in a better way. Now coming to the topic. So today we are going to see the construction of first recombinant DNA. We are going to see the construction of first recombinant DNA. So the first recombinant DNA was constructed by Boyer and Cohen. It was first constructed by Boyer and Cohen. Here they have taken a foreign DNA. This is called as foreign DNA, which is taken from a plasmid. This foreign DNA segment is taken from a plasmid, which is having the antibiotic resistance. This foreign DNA is having the antibiotic resistance, and this has to be inserted into the plasmid. It has to be inserted into the plasmid of Salmonella typhimurium. It has to be inserted into the plasmid of Salmonella typhimurium. So both this foreign DNA and the plasmid DNA, this is going to act as vector. This is going to act as vector. Both foreign DNA as well as the plasmid vector, they have to be cut by the same restriction enzyme. The same restriction enzyme should cut foreign DNA as well as the plasmid DNA. So the foreign DNA is cut into small fragments with the help of restriction enzymes into small DNA fragments. And the plasmid DNA is also cut by the same restriction enzyme. The plasmid DNA is also cut by the same restriction enzyme. Now this fragment, this DNA which is having the antibiotic resistance is inserted into this plasmid DNA, and then it is ligated to this, or it is joined with this with the help of an enzyme called as ligase. So this ligase, it joins the foreign DNA to the plasmid. As a result, we get a recombinant plasmid, recombinant DNA. And this recombinant DNA is taken up by the E. coli cell. It is taken up by the E. coli cell by means of a process called as transformation. So transformation is nothing but taking off the naked DNA by the recipient cells is called as transformation. Now in the host cell or in the E. coli cell, this plasmid will undergo replication to produce two copies, and during the process of division, these two will be entering into the two cells. So as a result, there will be the continuous division, and a more number of copies or a more number of E. coli cells with the same genetical composition of plasmids are produced. That is called as cloning. Cloning is the method of production of multiple copies of the plasmid with the same genetical composition is called as cloning. So this was the first RDNA which was produced by Boyer and Cohen. Now let us see the definition of clone. So clone is nothing but it is a collection of genetically identical cells or organisms derived from a common ancestor, where all the members have similar genetic composition. So clone is nothing but it is a collection of all the organisms. All the organisms or the identical cells which are having the same genetical composition and which are derived from the same common ancestor, that is called as clone. In the above we have seen in the E. coli cells has given rise to a number of cells through the process of division, and all these cells will have the same genetical composition as that of the mother cell. So that set of cells which are having the same genetical composition is called as clone. And the process of getting these multiple copies of different cells with the same genetical composition is called as cloning. Now let us see the tools of recombinant DNA. That means the tools which are used in the process of biotechnology. They are restriction enzymes, polymerase enzymes, ligases, vector, host organisms. The tools are restriction enzymes, polymerase enzymes, ligases, vector, host organisms. Now first let us see the restriction enzymes. First let us see restriction enzymes. So these restriction enzymes, when they were working, they were able to see that E. coli is not allowing the bacteriophage to grow in it. E. coli is not allowing the bacteriophage to grow in it. You know what is a bacteriophage? The virus which attack bacteria are called as bacteriophages. So these E. coli cells are not allowing that bacteriophage to grow in it because of presence of two enzymes which are called as methylases and restriction endonucleases. Methylases and restriction endonucleases. So now let us see methylases. Methylases is nothing but the enzymes which add the methyl groups to the host DNA. The enzymes which add methyl groups to the host DNA, thereby protecting the host DNA from restriction enzymes, thereby protecting the host DNA. Host is here. Host is here E. coli cell. So these enzymes are protecting the host DNA from the restriction enzymes and adding the methyl groups are called as methylases. And the second set of enzymes are restriction endonucleases. So these restriction endonucleases, they are going to cut the DNA at a specific recognition nucleotide sequences. At a specific nucleotide sequences which are known as recognition sites. Those are called as recognition sites. So these are going to cut the foreign DNA at specific locations. Those specific locations are called as recognition sites. Those specific sites are called as recognition sites, and this cutting of DNA by the restriction enzymes is called as restriction. This cutting of DNA by the restriction enzymes is called as restrictions. So these enzymes are used to cut the foreign DNA. These enzymes are used to cut the foreign DNA. So we have two DNAs here, own DNA and foreign DNA. Own DNA is the DNA which the bacterial cell poses. The methylation pattern is similar to that of bacterial DNA, is called as own DNA. If it lacks that methylation pattern, similar methylation pattern, then it is called as foreign DNA. So tomorrow we are going to see the remaining part of the lesson, and I would like you all to please share, like and subscribe my video. Thank you.